Hi, I'm Terrell Turner, the host of the Business Talk Library, and today I have another special guest on, Mr. Ace Desai. And the reason why I think this is a interesting topic is because there are so many companies that are trying to figure out, what are they going to do on the technology, the software development side, because as we know, that is a very, very huge part of the success of any company these days. And it can be quite difficult finding the right talent. So, uh, Ace is the CEO and the founder of Fractional Technology. So, welcome to the show, Ace.
Hey, Terrell. Thanks for bringing me on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Ace, before you started Fractional Technology, tell us a little bit about what was your background before that.
So prior to Fractal Technology, I had graduated out of Wake Forest with, of all things, a history degree with very little knowledge of technology or whether I could understand it or be good at it. And this was 7 years ago. I'm 29 now. And I went down to Atlanta, Georgia, close to downtown, and I was living with my grandparents of all places. And I did a coding boot camp, and I excelled at this boot camp and wound up building the only mobile app by demo day. And the mobile app was this photo sharing app similar to Instagram. I mean, it wasn't advanced with analytics features, but I ended up building this app and then this chat app, and that kind of volleyed me to allow myself to work for four different startups in Atlanta, Georgia, at a small place called the Atlanta Technology Village. And this was a time, I think it was 2014, 15. They didn't have many of these startup centers, so I was in a startup center, and I started to really fall in love with this place that it was 500 startups in a small building. It was technology everywhere. There was gatherings, there were events, there was excitement around technology, and it was the first time where I had found something that I really enjoyed. So it became an initial obsession. It was reading like O'Reilly coding books for like 2 years straight, just knocking out like O'Reilly coding books in 2 days, like just working through them overnight, and
Wow.
then making my it would start like making my MacBook like dim out and not have animations or transitions, and then it would be, oh, let's learn how to do Python programming with this certain deep learning stack. And then step by step I learned different aspects of development, and that was really what I was doing prior to Fractal Technology. But all that work that I was doing was with an aim to try to bring my ideas to fruition in some way on the entrepreneurial end. And I didn't think that I could ever get into coding at that level and at that late in my life with those aspirations. And we're fortunate to be here now, um, 7 years later, where I've started Fractal Technology a few years ago, that I have the ability and knowledge to do something in the tech and software development industry.
Awesome, awesome. So tell us a little bit about, fractional technology. What do you guys do? What are the types of services that you offer?
Yeah. So we're a software development firm with about 25 total employees, onshore and offshore. We have focused ourselves in emerging technologies, and that's predictive analytics, blockchain, and mobile application development. The reason that we've kind of centered around these areas is we've seen that web development is kind of a saturated field, and that there's a big opportunity of providing quality service, because in the areas that I specifically mentioned, 90% of projects end up failing. You'll end up spending 2 to 3 years with 2 to 3 employees at $100,000 to $180,000 a year, and you won't maybe even get half of a back end done. And the reason why you would go with someone like us is that we take a hybrid approach of really understanding what your problem is, and then A to Z achieving that outcome better by running a lean shop than other folks. And that's what makes us unique, is that we get to the results for what you want done.
Awesome, awesome. So we were before the interview started, we were talking a little bit about, the journey of leading this organization and just kind of some of the work that you've been putting in and seeing it pay off. So what has that journey been like?
Yeah, so it started with independent contracting a few years ago, and it was going to networking meetups and soliciting business in a way and saying, hey, this is what I do. Is there an opportunity for me to work with your team to consult and then try to implement what your ideas are for your company, using my augmented staff? And that was effective until Corona happened, and it was enough to pay the bills, where I hadn't put enough effort into my sales and marketing to realize that there was a bigger opportunity there. And Corona was a blessing and a curse, because it took away something that was giving something to me, and it gave me the push to do remote sales and to do reach out by email, through social media, through various platforms. And for the past 6 months, I've shifted to that approach, which is we do a lot of reach out through these platforms to evaluate whether clients are interested in our service. And it almost took 2 to 3 months to see our first to build out a pipeline that could work through this means. And if all of y'all are wondering, is the economy down, or what's happening, well, there is an opportunity, just from what I see in the past 2 months, of things opening back up and opportunities returning to American businesses within a lot of industries. And I've just seen that in the past couple of months, that if you have a service to sell and you're doing a good job, there is a return of those opportunities. So.
Awesome, awesome. Well, before we wrap up, one of the questions that I like to ask all of the guests that come onto the show is, when you think about, your journey and you think about your specific skill set, what are 2 pieces of advice that you would share with other entrepreneurs if they want to be successful?
Pretty common, in my opinion, is you don't have to be the smartest person in the room. Stay persistent. And the second thing is, ask more questions than giving answers. It's great to be a opinionated alpha male executive, but I think you can get a lot further from learning from others than you can from, especially if you're starting young. Like, it's a lot easier just to not know and go on figuring out, because that's the beauty of what we have with all the resources that you have in the modern era is you have the ability to learn on the fly. So those are the two things: is just stay very persistent. You don't have to be the best at anything, but do work towards your goals. And then the second thing is ask more questions than have answers.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now, where can people find you online or on social media if they want to follow what's going on with fractional technology?
Um, we have a product that's coming out as well, and I the real place that you can find us is at our website. F is in Frank, T is in top, now.us is our website. And you can also find me at LinkedIn at Ace, ACE Desai, DESAI.
Got it. Awesome. Well, Ace, thank you so much for coming on the show to share a little bit about your journey, about the services and what it's been like building out your type of business. And we'll definitely keep an eye out and wish you continued success in your business.
Yeah, thank you. It's an honor for bringing me on. And I also wish you all the best with this. This is a pretty cool thing that you're doing. And thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you for tuning in to the Business Talk Library. If you like our content, be sure to follow us on social media. And if you want to see more of our exclusive content, you can subscribe and become a member on patreon.com/Business Talk Library. Hey, the Business Talk Library is the place where business makes sense.